can I ask Hyrbyair to, on behalf of all of us, to contribute them, and after that we will award.
Thank you for coming, and thank you all for coming, especially Stella. She had a lot of work today, but still she gave us time. We are very thankful. We are presenting this award to you on behalf of American Friends of Balochistan. I would like to thank you both on behalf of people of Balochistan for your objective reporting and support for Baloch liberation struggle. You have chosen to support the weak against the powerful and to be the voice of voiceless Baloch. The Baloch are struggling for equality, justice, peace and dignity. The Baloch struggle is for the restoration of our dignity and for our empowerment of powerless people. Balochistan once was a free state in this very same global village that we live in today. Now it is occupied by Pakistan and Iran. The Baloch people are determined to get rid of occupation, to bring an end to the suffering of people in occupied Balochistan. Baloch once again want to live in an independent Balochistan as a free and prosperous nation. Your support in this regard has been enormously appreciated and will always be appreciated. I hope that you will continue to write about Balochistan issue. Baloch people need more friends like you who can bring their misery to the world attention. Balochistan conflict has been ignored for a long time and Baloch have been denied justice. Pakistan has been carrying out slow motion genocide and ethnic flooding of our people for over 60 years. It is a shame that the democratic and civilized world is silent on the massacre of Baloch nation. I strongly believe that honest journalism and human rights activities like you have continued to pressurize the Western countries to notice human rights violation and violation against freedom of press in Balochistan. Both Peter and Carlos have taken great personal risk to tell the true story of Balochistan's occupation and heroic struggle waged by the Baloch people to end Pakistan and Iran's new colonial rule over Balochistan. At this event, I also would like to tell you that I have sent a message to leader of DRP, Nawab Bugti, to get his consent on this event. He replied to my message saying that I appreciate your efforts for highlighting the Baloch people's struggle for independence and ongoing human rights violation in Balochistan on international level. We hope that you will continue to report on Balochistan, be a voice for the voiceless people of Balochistan. Some of the audience of local journalists, Baloch journalists, writers, intellectuals, are often threatened with dire consequences if they speak the truth. In an interview with Radio Guank, a well-known Baloch journalist in Balochistan, Shahzada Zulfikar, said that several journalists in Balochistan have been sacked just because they refused to promote the propaganda made news and reports which the government of Pakistan has asked them to publish. They just refused to do that. As many as 4 journalists were injured in Tobat district on 25th August when Frontier Corps personnel opened fire on a political rally which was marking the 2nd anniversary of Nawab Akbar Bugti's martyrdom. Javed Lady, a Baloch journalist who was arrested in mid-2007 and released on August 22, 2008, said in a statement that inside jail he was asked why the newspaper he worked for was called Azadi, which means liberation. His captors wanted him to clarify who liberation paper actually was struggling for. He was asked to get the newspaper name changed. He said, he helplessly replied that I was merely working for the newspaper as a correspondent. I could not change the name or the editorial policy of the paper, but they didn't trust me and kept on torturing me. While Larry was undergoing suffering in the torture cells despite the restoration of so-called democracy in Pakistan, his family members were constantly threatened by his official captors that they should keep quiet or get prepared to receive Mr. Larry's dead body. On 18th August 2009, the government forced the administration of Asaf to close down their office and stop publishing their newspaper. Few weeks later, Pakistani intelligence agencies raided the office of Daily Azadi in Quetta and barred the staff from getting to their office, hence forcing the management of Azadi to close down their office and stop their publication as well. According to one of the reporters of Azadi, he was stopped at the gate of his office and asked he would only be allowed to continue his work if he says, Pakistan Zindabad, long live Pakistan. During the same period, Daily Balochistan Express as an English newspaper was also banned. On September 5, 2009, a local journalist, Irshad Akhtar, was severely beaten and injured by Pakistani secret intelligence personnel security forces. His only fault was that he was covering a Baloch protest against the abduction of Baloch poet and his son from Turbat town. As recent as last week, journalist Imdad Ali and photographer Mohammad Hassan were going to cover a function in Balochistan University when they were stopped by the paramilitary. A journalist and a photographer of Sindh TV were severely tortured by Pakistani paramilitary. Their hands and feet were tied. They were forced to stand under the scorching sun for a long time. This all proves and tells us about difficulties the journalists face in Balochistan for telling the truth. Finally, I once again thank you both for your sincere effort and support for Baloch liberation struggle. And I truly hope that you will continue to raise awareness in the Western world about the suppressed people of Balochistan, as you have already worked tirelessly to bring the Baloch issue to the world attention. Thank you.